That's it. It's all come surreal now since I've landed back in London. I eat, sleep and breathe boxing. I give it everything. I know where I want to go. I want to be a world champion and I want to be a multi-weight world champion. But we've got to focus on Saturday now. And I'm really, really confident. And when I say this, Gennady Golovkin, that belt is staying in London.
I know you studied fighting inside and out, and you would have studied here. Tell us a bit about Casemiro, in your opinion as a fighter, and what you've got to do to negate his stuff.
He's a very good fighter. He's a two-weight world champion. It says it all. He can punch with both hands, but I see a downfall in him, and I see a downfall in his feet, and he is slow-footed. So I'm gonna have to put a hell of a performance in. But I know with my awkwardness, my trickiness, the way I hit, the way I move, he's gonna be in a bad place. He's travelled 14.5 hours to get to London. He's 8 hours time difference. After 6 rounds, when that jet lag starts hitting in and I start going up a gear and up a gear, he's going to be in trouble.
Mr. Casemiro, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. You're going to really enjoy the atmosphere on Saturday night, and I'm sure you're excited to defend your world title.
Yeah, I'm excited. My first defense, and thank you to promote and give me opportunity the first defense.
What do you know about Charlie Edwards? He's very young, quite inexperienced, 8 fights, but very fresh, a lot of energy.
Charlie Edwards is a mature boxer. Then he's a good boxer, but for me, he's a very, very good boxer.
And how do you feel the fight going on Saturday night? What is your prediction for the fight?
I think I give a good fight.
Okay. I'll translate that to the media. He said he's going for the knockout and will be inside 6 rounds.
Excuse me, Eddie, can I add more?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. I know, by the way, well done with the English. I wasn't expecting
sorry,
anything.
because you cannot really express is, he's a little bit Tagalog, it's local dialect in Philippines. But, he can talk in Tagalog and Cebuano. But I can add more. We appreciate, first I would like to thank Eddie from Matchroom in making this event happen here in England or in London, because this is an opportunity for Casemiro to be here. This is the first time that here in London. In other countries, yes, he has been there. And he appreciates very much to fight here with this kind of card, big card, and of course, he appreciates the guts of Charlie Edwards, because first, he has practically the same. Gennady Casemiro became an interim world champion in 13 fights. So that's why he appreciates the guts of Charlie Edwards. At the early age, the early stage of his career, he is aspiring to be a world champion. That is very good. He can attain that. But maybe not this time with Casemiro, that's what he said. So, but it will just remain as what will happen on Saturday. Of course, this is a very big event for them, and Casemiro is ready for this. He's ready to defend, and I think Charlie Edwards is also ready to snatch the title if ever. So, we thank you, everybody, for having us Casemiro here in London. Thank you so much.
Just like to ask you a question. I read an article in the boxing media that said that Gennady Casemiro was perhaps the best world champion that no one had heard of.
Yes.
So, and we know how good Gennady. Tell us a little bit about Gennady Casemiro's background, and tell us about him as a fighter and a person.
Yes. Gennady Casemiro involved in amateur boxing at the early age, and became silver medalist and gold medalist in the domestic, in the Philippines only. In the Palarong, they call it Palarong Pambansa. And he had fought 200 amateur fights. So his experience in amateur had helped him a lot in elevating his career into professional. When I picked him up to be a professional, I had seen something in Casemiro that probably he can be a world champion later. So first bout, he has done a lot of things, knockouts, and every 12 fights, I noticed that he has something that he can deliver into the professional level, that he can be a world champion. So we immediately make an interim world championship in Nicaragua. This is the first trip of Casemiro, and he did it. And practically, to have in background Casemiro, practically all his fights were done outside. That's never heard in the Philippines, because he had been fighting abroad. In the Philippines, he had only defended once, but you know, because of weight problem, he lost it. That's why he don't go, no, I don't want to fight anymore in the Philippines. I want to fight outside of the country. So be it. So, okay, you can go around the world and fight it. And he is comfortable fighting outside. So that's why the confidence is there, fighting outside, but, you know, he has to deliver it. So this time with Charlie Edwards, he knows that Charlie Edwards has only 8 fights, and this will be coming 9 fights, and who knows, he could be world champion if Casimiro will allow it. But he likes the guts of Charlie Edwards. He has the confidence in himself, and he has the aspiration to become a world champion. That's it. That is the basic insight for the fighter to become a world champion, which he had experienced before on the 13th fight. He did it. He did it in Mexico, Panama, I think practically outside. Argentina. We traveled 24 hours, but still he did it. So practically he's comfortable. That's why, I mean, he doesn't care wherever he fight, but as long as fair, no problem. If he wants to get it, then Charlie, do your part on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What about a round of applause for that? I cannot wait for Edwards against Casimiro. I'm so excited about that fight. I am so excited. Now, this press conference there's been far too much respect so far. So I'm going to ask you to enjoy yourselves and talk about this fight. This is a great little grudge match for the IBF Bantamweight World Championship. Of course, the champion, Lee Haskins, and the challenger, Stuart Hall, have met before. Stuart Hall is looking to become a 2-time world champion. And Lee Haskins, of course, looking to defend that title at the O2 on Saturday. I'm going to start with the champion. I'm going to start with your manager, Chris Sanagar. Chris, been to the O2 plenty of times before in your career as a manager and trainer and team man, and confident of success on Saturday night for Lee Haskins.
Yes, we're very confident of success, but you know, more than that, we're very pleased to be on such a big platform. Lee Haskins, he's an example to every British boxer that's going to turn professional. You know, he came up on the small horse shows, the opposite to Conor Benn, the opposite to Craig Richards. You know, they were just small shows, but he just kept on. And he's been boxing now 13 years. He boxed on those small shows. Sometimes there's only 600, 700 people there. But he just kept on amassing, winning victories. He then went on, he won the British title. He's actually won the British title twice. He's won the Commonwealth title twice. He's won the European title twice. And then went on and won the world title. He's done everything that's asked of him. Lots of obstacles have been put out in front of him, commercially and professionally, but he still carried on. And with his patience and determination, I believe he will be very similar to how Johnny Nelson was, and continue to defend this title maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 times.
I won another 4 fights, Chris.
He's staying in it. He's staying in it. We're not going to let him go. I've been associated with Lee since a 14-year-old boy with our amateur club. So we go a long, long way. He says we have a father and son relationship. He doesn't do anything I tell him. But somehow, you know, we've got here. And as I said, with his skill, technique, and determination, he's got through everything. And I believe on Saturday, he's going to steal the show. You know, and that's what we're here for. Stealing the show. Putting on a performance that when people talk about the show, Golovkin and Kell Brook, they say, yeah, but did you see that kid Haskins? Who is he? And that's it.
Chris, we know you live boxing through and through. Tell us a little bit about the fight itself and the two styles and how you expect it to play out.
Well, you know, I've got the greatest respect for Stuart Hall. You know, very, very tough. And that's the sort of way of thinking when I was boxing. So, you know, I'm not going to say anything bad of him. But I believe that Stuart Hall will come forward. He'll never give in. And this will play into Lee Haskins' hands. Lee Haskins will be there to meet him. And our man will just be too good. great fun.
Thanks, Chris. And over to Max McCracken, who has been involved in kind of like the resurgence of Stuart Hall the second time around, a great run of fights, of course winning the IBF final eliminator in his last fight. Max, I know you've had a great camp and excited for your chance as well for your charge to become world champion on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, Stuart's been with us for 2 years now, me and Paddy Lynch. And we've just seen improvements, you know, for each fight he's improved. And like he's 36, but he's like a 26-year-old, just getting better and better. So like Saturday, you know, he's going to whip that belt off him.
Obviously, not giving the game plan away, but you know the styles of Lee Haskins, and obviously Stuart's fought him before. What has he got to do in this fight to win it?
We're prepared for him. We're prepared with tough sparring, tricky sparring. You know, we've covered every angle. We're really confident. We just go on and do what we've got to do.
Lee, obviously a big stage, like Chris said, and I know you were smiling about stealing the show, but obviously a chief support on this card and a great opportunity to put in a big performance as world champion.
Yeah, definitely. It is a mega show to be on. From you know, these are shows that you, as a boxer, you dream about being on. And you know, I've dreamed of it since I was a kid to be on shows like this, and it's absolutely amazing. But you know, maybe for me stealing the show, I've never did that before, so yeah, this could be the first. But like I said, I'm looking for a great fight. I'm absolutely ready. I've never been more ready for any fight than I have now. My speed, my power, everything is just on point, and I'm looking on to showing that on Saturday night to Mr. Hall down there. You know, the plan is just to put him asleep within the 6. I've said that, and like Chris said, we know the game.
I've got the power.
We know the game plan. Stuart Hall. Yeah, we know his game plan. You know, he can only do one thing, and that's come forward. And you know, I think that's exactly what he's going to do, and he's going to walk onto things.
Do you think that he knows he has to close you down, he knows he has to force the fight, and that's where you're going to come into your own real stuff?
100%. That's what we worked on in sparring all through training. Him just coming in, closing us down, and me catching the speed counters.
Stuart, obviously I know you're so up for this fight. We've seen the stuff on Sky. You've got a real business head on in this camp, and then fight week as well, and a chance for you to become a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, I just want to thank yourself and Matchroom and Sky Sports put me on such a big belt. It's absolutely amazing to be even be on it, you know what I mean? But like we've worked on so much over the last couple of years. My career's been at its ups and downs, but believe you me, I'm very, very confident going into this fight Saturday night. Saying he's going to knock me out in 6, he couldn't knock me skin off a rice pudding. He hasn't got the power. Believe you me.
I would say knock your hair off your head, but you haven't got it.
He cannot hurt me. End of. I'm bigger, I'm stronger. He might be a bit quicker. I'll give him that, you know what I mean? But we've covered, like you say, we've covered every angle, and we're gonna rip that belt right off him.
Yeah, you can take it now. I'm good.
I've got one.
I'm
only going to give that one to my trainer.
Work for a week.
Obviously, talk about the styles in the fight. You know that the style that Haskins is to bring. How important is it not to make those mistakes? We know you're going to come and force the fight. You always do that. But you know you've boxed him before and taken experience of that first encounter.
This is a new fight. I'm a different twice the fighter I was 4 years ago. So I'm not even reading into that last fight. This is a new fight, new opponent, and that's the way I'm treating it. But I just don't, like you say, he comes in as a fight and doesn't spoil it and doesn't grab, and just as a fight, you know what I mean, for the crowd, up for 20,000 crowd if they're there, you know what I mean, don't fall asleep, you know, the first 4 rounds or something.
And finally, I remember when you won the world title the first time against Lucy Malinga. It was kind of like a fairy tale story. It was like no one could really believe it, with all respect. And now it seems that this is not a game. You know, this is not about trying to shock people. This is about going to get back what's yours.
Of course it is. This is definitely. I'm going to get back what's rightfully mine. But that fight with Malinga was a proper fight, and proper 12-round fight. What people want to watch. They don't want to watch people running around, running away, cuddling. Let's get it on, Lee. Let's do it, baby.
Okay, guys. I cannot wait for that fight also. And I cannot wait for Saturday night. In fact, I think the only way you can describe this is boxing porn. I think that's the best way to describe this. Sorry, Sky Sports, I know it's probably not that corporate for you, but it's the best way I know. I could probably raise this table right now with my hands up here. I'm that excited. I want to thank everyone for coming. I can't wait for Golovkin press conference tomorrow. And we're going to have 3 head-to-heads up here, Wall Townend, Casemiro Edwards, and a friendly one between Stuart and Lee, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming, cheers.
Nice to see you.
I've seen the shop.
Great fighters, great fighters, really good fighters. Really good.
Charlie? Hey. You're right, like that, when I do this. One fist up, Charlie. Hey, boys. Thank you.
John Real, you know what picture is Eddie? John Real, get one with Eddie in the middle. Promoter, ring the bell.
A bit tall for these guys.
Yeah. And then Charlie Green Giant, he's chance.
Good chance.
Sorry, Snapchat, very important. Thanks, guys. Stewie, Lee. Come on, boys, first one. It's done.
Max, move over slightly, thanks. There goes.
Alright, boy, whoa, whoa!
Charlie. It's only another 30,000 pay-per-view buys, don't worry about it. Where's Charlie? Oh no, you're done. He's on the sky. That's why you had a break. Alright, 30 minutes though, yeah? Charlie.